What up, everybody? Back up here at the state capitol. I'm here with my friend John Donovan. I'm going to let him talk a little bit about cannabis and what's going on and just what the truth is. And we're just trying to get the truth out there to everybody so we can actually help people. This is my buddy John Donovan. What's up, Jonathan?
Hi guys, I'm John Donovan. I have rheumatoid arthritis. Was diagnosed in April of 2001 and began to use cannabis shortly after to help ameliorate some of that pain and nausea. And basically, we were just here today, you know, to try and convince some of our legislators and committee members up here that we're real people out here, you know, that cannabis is really helping patients in Tennessee, and that there are actually patients in Tennessee, you know, that we're not just a myth or a legend, I guess you could say.
I know you've talked before that how you started using cannabis and you were on a lot of medications and you reduced them to a large amount.
Considerably over time. I mean, when I first started taking medications, I was actually diagnosed at a point where my disease was left unchecked and pretty much progressed very rapidly to the point where I'd lost over 100 pounds and I'd contracted a severe case of anemia. And so my days were shortened to where I'd spend about 2 or 3 hours awake. And during those waking hours, I would have severe cases of nausea and pain. So I was basically confined to a couch at that point in my life. And then one day, I had a friend come along who let me smoke, and it was pretty remarkable. It wasn't one of those things where it's like 2 or 3 weeks down the road I was getting better. It was like the next day I was eating again, and you know, my appetite was replacing that nausea, and I was able to actually walk around and regain a lot of my functions that I'd lost through life. You know?
That's what I was about to ask you. How quick it just...
Absolutely. And the thing was, before that, I was leading myself down a very destructive path where I was kind of taking a more exorbitant amount of prescription medication, and over times it was just, you know, it was quantifying. It was just getting more and more and more and more and more. It just got to the point where...
You probably had no other choice.
Right, absolutely. It got to the point where it was wrecking my body. A lot of these medications, I tell people, are more destructive than the actual disease was in the beginning. Like, the equivalent of finding like roaches in your house and then deciding to like carpet bomb it and then tactically nuke your house. You know, it's just not a smart idea. And after I found out about cannabis, you know, I did a little Google search. I remember back around 2006, I just Google searched something, you know, along the lines of marijuana and nausea, you know, and it turned up thousands of results where people were all getting help. And at that time I decided, man, I was like, hey, I'm going to take a step here and actually start to try and reduce my medications and supplement that with cannabis. And as you can see, it's really worked out, or at least I believe so. You know, I've regained a lot of my functions. I feel healthier than I did 10 years ago, you know. And so I think, I think hands down, I think the proof is in the product.
It's in the pudding, man. It's you walking around doing everything. I know your mother said a few minutes ago they told you you've been in a wheelchair by the time you're 25.
Absolutely. I think that, and that's just another thing, you know, I think that this just goes to show that we're not prepared to say what we know and what we don't know, especially without marijuana being introduced into the medical pharmacopoeia. You know, I have a rheumatologist who's right now is up for a rheumatology award in Chattanooga, and he's one of the leading doctors, you know, in our city. And this guy said that he wishes that he could have access to at least study marijuana. You know, because without study, we don't even know. You know, we don't know. We have no knowledge to base decisions off of unless we have that knowledge.
We just got testifiers,
right? Absolutely,
which is you and different people, and it's a passion of mine. I mean, I don't have a condition, but I got so many people and friends that I know that could be benefiting, that, you know, maybe you're just like me. My whole life I was told this is bad, this is bad, this is horrible, this is bad, this is horrible. And then
absolutely,
I was 15, I didn't have a problem, but that's when I started waking up.
Well, I tell people that a lot. I think that this is a situation that I believe touches pretty much every individual in Tennessee in one way or another, you know, because it's either that someone is sharing the story that I have, or they're sharing a similar story, or they know somebody with a story like mine, and that just seems to be the case of just about everybody that I've met. I don't think that suffering is one thing that's contained to one group of people or another. I think that that's something that affects everybody, you know, and I think that this is one of those cases where, you know, we need to just stand up and show people the reason why we're the Tennessee Volunteers. You know, we need to show people that we're the compassionate state and we can get this done here, you know.
I want to ask you one more question. This may sound weird.
Absolutely.
Do you think getting diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis is a curse or a blessing to use it to...
That's a good
I don't know if that's a bad question or...
No. That's a perfectly legitimate question. I mean,
I know you're suffering and stuff.
As far as I'm concerned, I think that I would never look back on a moment of my life in which things hadn't happened the way that they did. I think that in hindsight, it's given me a lot of knowledge that I wouldn't have gained, you know, had I just lived my life the normal way that I was living.
I can see your passion to want to...
Absolutely. I think that it gave me an appreciation for what I didn't have in life, and that made me really want things, you know, especially when I couldn't have something. It made me learn to have to fight for it when I want it, you know.
It's the only way this country's moved where it is. People, freedom fighters, and that's what you're doing, man.
Yeah. You know, I think that it basically comes down to one citizen in this state at a time, and if I have to go change one mind at a time, then that's what I'm going to do, you know.
Well, I'm glad I met you. I'm just here to tell you I'm here to fight with you, and I'm glad you made a little video with me, and man, we're gonna keep doing it.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Not just for you, but for everybody, man.
Thank you, sir.